So this move that we're going to look at is side mount escape. We're going to look at two variations, the basic side mount escape and then a fancier one a little later on. But this first one is I want to control inside position. So if he has his weight on top of me and my arms are around him here or just out to the side, I'm pretty defenseless. The inside position, if you sit up for a second, is this space, the chest and the stomach here. I want to defend those. I want my arms close to those. So if he's down here and I have this inside position protected, that's better for me. For this particular escape, I'm going to grab the gi on his shoulder here, and I'm going to wedge my forearm against his throat or his neck. This arm is wedged against his hip. I'm going to bring my feet up, and I'm going to push on the mat and drive my hips up and create this space below my low back so that I can hip escape and get to my hip here and start to shrimp out and get back to guard. So this next escape from side mount is different from our foundational escape. In fact, it violates a lot of the principles as far as you want to turn your head towards your opponent. In this one, you're actually turning away. So how we affect this is if our opponent has side mount, we're going to try to get down to his bicep and start to shimmy his arm down to his elbow and then fully down to his wrist to push his hand away. Once we have this, we're going to turn our body away from our opponent and try and scoop his arm with my far knee. Once I have this, I'm shifting my grip here, so it becomes a monkey grip with the thumb close to the fingers, and I'm pulling here as I'm pushing with my knee. And what this achieves is he can no longer drive the shoulder in for shoulder pressure. So if he comes back up here, he's affecting all the shoulder pressure. That's bad for me, but I can counteract that now with my legs. And so once I have this, there's a couple of different options. A lot of times just this pressure, what it achieves is your opponent will start to get nervous about whatever you're doing and they'll sit back. And once they do that, cool, okay, I'm going back to guard. So once we have this position where we basically have the monkey grip on the wrist, we're pushing with our shin against his arm, there's a number of different options. So the first one is there is an arm bar from here. If you just straighten this leg and bring your other leg over the top, you can get this arm bar where you're putting pressure down on his elbow here and pushing up on his wrist. Alternatively, you can switch the legs out. And I find this to be an easier arm bar to get where you're basically top pressuring it with your close leg and your opposite leg that's under him is going to push up on the wrist. The third option is I push here on his face and I achieve a reverse triangle.